around with your vote? Now it's time you found out. Am I the asshole for cutting off my sons financially after they voted for Trump? I, 52 male, have two sons, Isaac, 22 male, and John, 20 male. My wife and I have always leaned left politically, and we've raised our kids to value equality, compassion, and critical thinking. We've had countless family discussions about politics and the impact of policies on people's lives. So you can imagine my shock when I found out after this last election that both of my sons voted for Trump. It came out during a casual family dinner when I asked, "So, who'd you guys vote for?" expecting them to either dodge the question or name one of the candidates aligned with our values. Isaac shrugged and said, "Trump. His policies just make the most sense right now." John chimed in, "Yeah, I mean, he's about protecting the economy. People like us need someone who gets that." I stared at them, stunned. "People like us?" I asked. "Boy, you've never paid for a single tank of gas, let alone rent or tuition. What exactly do you mean by that?" Isaac rolled his eyes. "Dad, I'm studying business. Trump's pro-business. It's not that deep." "It's plenty deep," I snapped. "You're backing someone who's gutted protections for the environment, undermined health care, and actively targeted marginalized communities." John shook his head. "You're just looking at the negatives. He's strong on immigration and keeping jobs here." The conversation spiraled into a heated debate. I couldn't understand how they, having grown up with every advantage I could provide, could support someone who champions policies that harm so many people. That night I thought about how much my wife and I had sacrificed to give them opportunities. I worked extra hours to cover their tuition so they wouldn't have student loans. I paid for their gas, car insurance, and even groceries. And this is what they choose to do with that privilege? A few days later, I told them my decision. "If you want to support Trump's policies, you should also live by them," I said. "From now on, you'll need to cover your own tuition, rent, and living expenses. Maybe then you'll understand the real-world impact of the policies you're endorsing." Isaac was furious. "Are you serious, Dad? You're just cutting us off because we disagree with you politically." "It's not about disagreement," I said firmly. "It's about accountability. You voted for someone who's against student loan forgiveness, so take out loans. You support someone who doesn't believe in raising the minimum wage, so get a job that pays what it pays and figure it out." John looked hurt. "You're being petty. This isn't how you change someone's mind." "This isn't about changing your mind," I replied. "It's about giving you a dose of reality. FAFO ain't just some cool hashtag you and your little friends use. It means there are consequences to your actions. Political choices have consequences. You're adults now. It's time to act like it. You fucked around with your vote. Now it's time you found out." My wife thinks I'm being too harsh. She worries this will damage our relationship with them long term. She said, "They're young. They're still figuring out their beliefs." "Beliefs have consequences," I told her. "They made a choice. Now they'll learn what that choice means." Some of my friends agree with me, saying it's a fair wake-up call. Others think I'm letting politics come between family and being unnecessarily cruel. So, am I the asshole for cutting off my sons financially because of their political choices? You know, you got a good point. I don't think you're the asshole. I think you're going to let them find out what they fucked around with, their vote. And voting has consequences.
Hi guys, today we are going to watch this video. We are going to talk later on. Please stay tuned and subscribe.
This three-time voting Trump supporter, disabled veteran, and former employee of the IRS didn't think that Trump would come for him too, but he was just fired by Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Check this video out. And by the way, my name is Doug. I'm a Democrat congressional candidate in California's 3rd District, fighting hard against Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and my local Maga representative, Kevin Kiley. Please consider donating to my campaign. Link is in the profile. Check it out.
Who's a Monmouth veteran who says he didn't deserve this?
Yeah, I just feel like I've just been swept up in a death panel and thrown out.
James Diaz started his job at the IRS Ross was fired, receiving a letter from the Federal Office of Personnel Management.
Here's where it comes. Taking into account your performance and in light of mission needs, the agency finds that your continued employment at this agency is not in the public interest.
Diaz is a combat veteran. He served in the Army during the First Gulf War. After working as a truck driver and in manufacturing factories, he got his college degree in 2020.
I am upset, mad, and just confused at how they could treat people who put their life in the line for the country, who put themselves in harm's way, can be treated like this.
He says his OMP letter implies he was underperforming, something he calls a lie.
This was my first boss's narrative on my performance.
Diaz showed us his performance reviews.
You consistently take steps to identify and avoid work delays. You attempt to use your time in an efficient manner. Whether waiting on customers, researching, or other duties aside, you keep yourself constantly busy with productive work. Absolutely directly contradicts what I've got in that OPM letter.
He took pride working for the federal government. Now, as he's left to find a new job, all he feels is frustration.
I voted for Trump, and I still support a lot of his policies, but I don't necessarily support the method that is implementing them. Like, to me, there's no thought behind it. It's just chop and roll, and then we'll fix it at the other end. A lot of us didn't deserve this.
Diaz is attending the State of the Union on Tuesday with Congressman Sorensen. For now, he plans to get his CDL to drive trucks again while he looks for another job.
I voted for him for lower grocery prices. He promised me cheaper prices on groceries. And that has not happened. Not only has that not happened, I am getting my food stamps taken. I am getting my cash assistance taken. I am getting my Section 8 taken. I am getting all my welfare governments taken. I did not ask for this. I would not have voted for him if I knew this was going to happen.
Do you know what drives me insane about these people that say that if I would have known, I wouldn't have voted for him, or I did not vote for that? Yes, you did. The first thing that bothers me is yes, you did. You see, you voted for those things. You just thought it would happen to someone else. You were perfectly fine with other people losing programs, losing things that would benefit them. You just didn't think it would touch you. You thought you were safe from losing these programs. And the other part is they say they didn't know. Bullcrap. Bullcrap. The left, independents, lots of different economic experts, doctors, scientists have been screaming about all the horrible things that Donald Trump would do. We told you about Project 2025. We told you how many times his name was listed in Project 2025. And we told you how many of his own staffers were in there as well or helped write it. But you guys didn't believe us. You guys said fake news. We tried to warn you. You didn't either want to listen, or your bigotry and your racism, your homophobia, and your sexism didn't allow you to see what was coming. So the bed that you made, you now have to lie on. The sad thing is that so many of us are in the same bed with you, but we didn't vote that way. We knew that these things were going to happen. We knew that this was going to cause havoc for everybody. And look, I'm sorry for you. I feel horrible that you're going to lose all these benefits, but you did vote for this. So if you want something to change, I suggest you call your congressperson and tell them to put a leash on Donald Trump and stop him in Congress. I suggest, instead of just coming on this app and whining and complaining about what you yourself created, you call your representative and do something about it. Otherwise, we here on the left and independent, we don't care. We warned you. All my love.
Actually regret voting for Donald Trump. Listen to this, you guys. My job has been frozen. Okay, I was one of the top researchers in my department, and I never thought the day would come when an unelected person like Musk would start digging into where everyone's tax dollars are going. I thought my job was safe. Okay, now, because of Donald Trump and Elon Musk, how are we ever going to find out if cats really hate dogs and dogs really hate cats. I mean, we were making groundbreaking work, okay? And we were on the cusp of discovering that felines and canines really do, at their core, hate each other. And now it's gone. It's all gone. I cannot believe I voted for this.
I never thought this day would come. Well, I'm gonna regret what I did. I really regret voting for this guy. I'm working on this program for the sound power phones batteries. We're researching these batteries for these sound power phones, and they cut off our funding. It is really sad. You get to the office and they tell you, we're no longer going to fund your research for these batteries for these sound power phones. And what makes me sad is that these batteries were going to make such an impact on the lives of our deployed troops, especially the sailors out there. And these are for vital communications on board ships. So I truly regret now my vote. And I hope more people speak up just like I did. I never thought this day would come.
Voting has consequences, and these are the consequences that is happening right now in America. The tariffs have been implemented, and now the stock market has retaliated. The stock market shares are tanking like it has never been seen before. So America is experiencing recession. Very soon recession is here and is being welcomed with open arms. So what's going to happen to the common American citizen? Well, they are going to experience shortages, food shortages. When you're going to the supermarket, you're going to see prices have increased when you want to buy like milk, egg, your grocery prices are going to be very, very expensive. Why? Because the supply chain has been disrupted. These tariffs are going to affect you and you're going to feel it, especially when you're buying food, especially when you're buying your insurance, especially when you want to buy mortgage, especially when you want to go to the hospital. I mean, American citizens are going to experience it and they're going to feel the pinch. This is a result of voting the way you did. Now the tariffs are here. Countries across the world, they are retaliating back. They are also increasing tariffs on American goods, and now so far people have complained. They're saying they're feeling it. People have lost jobs. That's the first thing people need to remember. That so most people cannot afford to pay extra, especially in their groceries, especially in their mortgages, their car loans. So literally the results are here, the repercussions are here. So when I hear people say, oh, I voted the way I did not expect to lose my job, or I voted the way I did not expect, prices, grocery prices to be up there, because we were promised when Trump was campaigning, he said prices are going to be low, or I voted the way I did because I didn't expect Medicaid to be cut, I didn't expect my insurance to be cut. So basically what they're saying is, they voted the way they did because they expected, these results to affect other people, other minority, other group, but not them, especially when it's cut across the board. When it comes to government, when they make a decision, it does not choose who or what. It's usually cut across the board, especially now. For example, when you look at US aid, when they cut the whole US aid, it did not choose whether you're white, you're black, whether you're Latino, it doesn't matter. As long as you're working under the you're a federal worker working under US aid, the whole, it cut across the board. That's what happened, and the results are here. Veterans, the way some of them come here, they are recording themselves, say, oh, I did not expect to lose my veterinary benefits, and now it's affected me. I wish I never voted the way I did. So literally what you're saying is, you voted the way you did, you expected to affect someone else but not you, but since it has affected you, now you are regretting. Well, this is what they call FAFO season. It continues. You were told by experts, you were told by doctors, you were told by scholars that this is what he's going to do. And by the way, let me correct. When he campaigned, he said this is exactly what he's gonna do. He did not mince words, he did not lie. And now he's in power, now he's the president of America, and he's implementing exactly what he said he will do. So when I see people complaining, when I see people say, oh, I wish I never voted the way I did, I wish I could go back in time and change the way I did, well, it doesn't work like that in reality. These are the consequences, and this is what you guys need to understand. This is the time where you need to fasten your seat belt, bite the bullet, because these are the results, these are the consequences. For the next 4 years, you're going to feel the pain, the reality hitting hard of the consequences of your action on how you voted. Because these tariffs, the common America is the one who's gonna feel the pain. You're going to feel the pain where it hurts. And do you know where it's gonna hurt you the most? When you're going to buy groceries, when you go to the supermarket and you're being told, oh, the American goods are very expensive. Oh, when you want to buy insurance, you're being told, oh, it's very expensive. When you want to go buy your car loans, you're going to be told, oh, it's very expensive. When you're going to buy anything, you're being told it's very expensive, or it's not available because it's very expensive, or the supply chain has been disrupted. And that's the result of the way you voted. These are the consequences. So the next 4 years, learn from this. Come the next general election, you're going to do your research and you vote what's best for you, so that you avoid situations like today. America, this is FAFO season, and this is what you voted for. Let me know, what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you guys. And please guys, please subscribe to my channel.